Okay guys, I really need someone to be managing my social media accounts. I've got really no interest in doing that for accident claims niche because I don't know enough about it. It's not that interesting for me really. I just wanted to build this up because I thought the AdSense was going to be good, the lead generation was going to be good, etc. And it's something that I really don't have a lot of interest in. I don't believe that you can do social media properly unless you do have some interest or unless you just enjoy doing social media. For me, I'm just maybe an old-fashioned SEO guy. I just like to test things out, and as you can tell by some of my videos, I'm always willing to test bits and pieces, but I understand the importance of social media. I do understand more than what I actually use as well. Enough that I can manage people. And so what I'm going to do here, I did get some profiles created, but they weren't done as good as what the guy had done for me before, so I need to get someone else to take over from there and to do these properly. Now he is offering to do them for me, but he wants something like $35 a week to update once a week, which is just ridiculous. I can hire someone in here for, you know, several hours for that same money, so I'm not going to go with that guy anymore. And in here what I need to do is I need to find somebody like this person here. I will create update manager Facebook page for $5. Now if I can get them to do maybe 2 or 3 times just to update, just to build up the profile, just to make it look sort of decent, more professional, then what I want to do is go to a place called ifttt.com, which means that we can set up to do auto posting between the social media accounts. Now it's not the ideal way to do it, and you know, if you're going to have different types of audiences within different social media sites, but for what I'm doing it's good enough. So I want to get this built up before I actually go and do that, because I want to have some content on there, and as I'm doing that then I can just get, you know, somebody doing just one account, just you know, just updating one account that will filter through to the rest. That's the idea that I've had, and I've been a little bit stuck for the past few days trying to find somebody, and I got diverted sometimes when I was trying to find it as well, which has held back the whole week actually, and held us back into week 8. But this needs to be done now, and as we approach week 8 is really important, because what I need to do now is I need to take stock of everything that's happened. I need to have a look at the search engine results and you can see how competitive the niche is by how many backlinks some of these people have got on their sites, but we still managed to get into page 1 several times, and we bounced back out with Google Dance and stuff like that, but we will come back in. And there's several things now that I really need to do. I really need to tighten up on some keywords that I want to target. I need to go and start looking for things like edge domains, and I want to get the blog network set up. Now ideally with the blog networks, I probably don't need to do as many as what I had bought. I've got 23 sites there, so I need to decide which ones I'm going to do what with, okay? And what I mean by that is I want to have a conveyor belt of these sites coming up, so if I sell one or if I rent one, I've got another one ready to come up and replace using the blog network. So that's where I am right now. And also another thing about the blog networks as well is that actually you don't always need blog networks. If you buy a niche domain and redirect it, or if you've got another domain that's got a lot of backlinks and redirect it, it's got the same effect without all the work, you know. And we are going to look at that when we get into the blog networks, and it'll probably be the last video of the blog networks, because I want you to understand the process first, and after you've understood that process then you can see the sense behind what's happening, and we will do a real-time 301 redirect for you to see the results for yourself, okay? So let's just go and take a look at some of these guys here and see what they can offer us. Right, so this is the first one I'm looking at, and basically what's missing here is telling me exactly what sort of time period they will do any work for. So this guy says he will create, update or manage a Facebook page, which is good, but doesn't tell me for how long. But he is interesting because it would help. He's saying it'll help you sort of start off on the right foot, which is kind of good. But I need more information, because when I've spoken to these kind of guys before, what they're saying to me is like the previous one is saying like for $35 I'll manage, you know, once a week some accounts, and that's just not really what I come to fiverr.com for. I'd rather take someone from Warrior Forum or something like that, or Odesk to do it that way. But you know, every time I buy a gig on Fiverr that has got virtual assistant related, I tend to have problems, and this goes back to the days when I used to use Odesk as well. We used to have problems a lot with people just not turning up or not doing things on time. It's the same thing in here when you're using virtual assistants. It happens again and again and again. And the thing that I liked about Fiverr was that you know, people say they will do one thing for $5 and you got the thing done, and they knew what they were doing. As soon as we get into areas like this where you want somebody to actually spend some time and do different bits and pieces, there always seems to be problems, and it's the same with outsourcing every time I've used it, and I want to try and avoid that if possible. So what I'm looking for is, although they might be interesting and I can communicate and say, well, how long will you work for, you know, like $15 or something like that, what will you do? I'd rather just find somebody that says they're going to do a specific task for $5, and that way I don't have any problems, because even going back to the video marketing, I think from week 4 or week 5, we're still not finished that, because the person just sort of disappeared, and I don't want to have a situation like that again, because it holds the whole campaign back as far as I'm concerned. And then when I go and do some of this stuff myself, you know, when I did the pixel pipe and stuff myself, well, you saw the results in the last videos for week 7, so I don't want that situation again. So I'm just going to look through some of these, and I want someone who's going to give me a specific task for a specific amount of time for $5 or even more. I don't mind to pay a bit more, as long as they're very, very specific and they're going to do a good job. And again, these two don't have any ratings whatsoever, and I think that's probably their problems. They're trying to do some kind of services on Fiverr, and they're not being specific enough. So this guy, again, one day work, 6 times checking of accounts, etc. That's pretty good. Okay, so he will do Facebook fan page and Twitter. Status updates for both 3 times a day. That is interesting. Okay, the only problem is there's been no orders here, but he has got 100% from somewhere else, so I will take a look at that one a little bit better, and I'm going to get rid of these 2, and I'm going to stick to just the ones that are doing things that are confirmed what they're doing. Right, so this guy is saying a couple of hours of work and hence for $5. That's okay, I can think about him as well. Again, no orders in the queue, so I don't really see anything there. I'd rather get someone who has done it before and who's been sort of he's had some kind of ratings. And this is something else I've been looking at as well. I'm looking for people that can give me followers for Dig and Stumble and Delicious and sites like that as well, because that means every time we post from a specific account, so if you've got some really important content like I do with the Kiss I Am kind of stuff, then I can go and get a load of votes immediately every time I post something. That's something that we're looking at for week 8, so I'll just hold that one back for now. Say for example, he will share 500 photos. No, that's the wrong one. Anyway, let me just get back to this, because I need to make a decision with one of these. So I'm going to just do a little bit more search to find someone else, because I've got a whole bunch of tabs open here, as you can see, and I've kind of mixed up week 7 and week 8 here, so I need to just pull this back a little bit and just go and find some other people that will do a little bit more. And instead of you watching me going through this, I'll just pause the video and I'll come back when I'm actually ready to find someone, and we can put those recommended gigs underneath the video as well. Okay. Okay guys, I've narrowed this down to 6 people, and I've gone through quite a lot. I've gone through probably about 30 or 40 gigs here to narrow this down. What I like about this one is basically he will just create a landing page for Facebook, which is good, and he will make it niche specific. And he seems to know what he's doing quite a lot about what he's doing here, so I probably will ask him some questions, although I might not just go with him immediately, but I will definitely ask questions. I'm actually thinking that he might be better for my internet marketing, for my personal site, Facebook pages. This guy is for LinkedIn, and basically he will get 500 connections, and he can do it within niches. So what stood out is he had the word lawyers in there, so definitely I'm going to order him and see what he can do for me. And his rating seems to be good, his feedback seems to be quite good, although there's not many people ordered from him before. This guy is interesting as well. He will use social info and create 15 Twitter accounts with pictures and bios, etc., and get 150 targeted followers to each account. That is pretty good and worth checking out, but not for this niche that I'm working in now, probably for my own needs, and maybe I can break that down into sort of areas of internet marketing. This one here, he will set up a basic, or she will set up a basic Facebook business fan page and framework. I tell you why I like this one, because basically she'll enter all the business information and everything else like that. I like this one. I'm definitely going to order this one, and I'll put that one in underneath the underneath video. And in fact, I'll put all of these underneath the video that I've got here that I'm just going for. This one is very, very interesting as well. He will manually post 50 articles under the niche in the Twitter and Facebook accounts. So I'll probably give that a go, but after I get this one done. So I'll get this lady to set me up with a fan page, and then I will go with this one. I'll just give her the details from the website, and to maybe give her a few images and stuff like that. Let her just go and do whatever she needs to do. After that, I will go to this guy, and he can go and post 50 articles. I'll tell him to do that via Facebook, and then through ifttt.com we will get all that syndicated via Google+, Twitter and everywhere else. Okay, and this one here was offering to be a social media marketing manager. And basically they would go and check the account 6 times, checking for fan page queries and stuff like that. It's interesting, but I don't know if it's what I want right now. That might be good after I've done these two, so I can get this lady to set me up with the fan page. I can get this guy to post the 50 articles. I can go into IFTT in the meantime before I get this guy, so everything's ready to be automated, and then maybe I can go to this guy here who will just manage the account from that point forward. That's probably the way I want to do it, and this is where I was getting stuck and what delayed us on week 7, because I just couldn't get the right combination of things in place when those social profiles were not set up properly to begin with. Right, so that's where we are right now. I'm going to go ahead and order these, and we'll come back and check it probably at the end of week 8 or the beginning of week 9. In the meantime, we will also have a look for the Google+, how we can use that in the ifttt.com, and then we're done with week 7 and into week 8. Okay, thank you.